All right, guys. I believe if people are joining us, they'll keep on joining us. Let's try and start the lecture. Hello, everybody, and I am. My name is Vinayak Kalra. I am founder of Mining Devs, right? And today with me we have Aman Pandey. He's from Polygon, and he's a developer evangelist, right? And we'll talk about more stuff right now with Aman, right? And what exactly is Polygon doing in this blockchain space? And before we get to know about blockchain in itself, Aman, would you like to share some of your experiences with the developers that are here today?
Okay, sure. So, like talking about myself, I have recently graduated from IIT Surat, and being in that college, like I was mostly like my main tech space was mostly in blockchain. So I was mostly inclined towards blockchain research and all. And I can say that my recruitment in Polygon was quite in a different way. Like there was one tweet by Muskan. She is lead developer relation in Polygon. She tweeted that she needed someone. I, in a very hurry, in an excitement, I messaged her with multiple wrong spellings. And like I said that I love Polygon and like I love blockchain. I would love to sit for this role and all this thing. And then she said like she threw me her Calendly invite, and then we had a meet, and then I was recruited. Then after a few days, I said that this was all done in excitement, like all those spelling mistakes and all. So yeah, I'm like currently I'm developer evangelist. I'm still new. Like it's not been even a month for me joining Polygon, and it's also like Polygon is growing so huge. Being in Polygon, like it feels like you are continuously, you have to continuously fuel yourself up with new things, new technologies. Every day, new things are being pushed out. Like we are still making 5, 6 announcements of integration daily. If you follow our ecosystem update to account handle on Twitter and the Polygon official channel, you will come to know like how fast Polygon is growing. So
Mhm.
yeah, a lot to talk about during this talk. Happy to
Definitely.
be here.
Definitely. I mean, we still have a lot to give to them, right? And I believe, your experiences will matter here a lot as well, along with it, because being a college student, as you said mentioned, right, and getting into blockchain space, I believe, there are a lot of huge openings right now in blockchain space. You must have known that, right? And
Yeah.
as well as the even when it comes to salaries and all those things that are also good, right? Even for the starter developers are good, and it
Mhm.
the statistics of the salaries is huge, like experience of 2 years here in blockchain development, right, and experience of 5 years in novel software engineering space,
Yeah.
your salary hikes are actually 5 times more. So
Yeah.
something like that. These are actual stats. You can go
Yeah.
and definitely all of the people here that are there can go ahead and Google it. So this is what we are going to talk about today, right? And what we are going to do is we are going to clear some of the questions that you guys have around blockchain space itself,
Yeah.
right? And how as you developers can actually get onboarded and you know uh, and just try and build something on it, even if you're a developer or a designer, or maybe if your interests are in any space, right? You can bring forth your interest in blockchain space now. The space is that huge now. If you're a designer, if you're an artist, definitely just hear us out, and you'll have a lot of opportunities by the end of this call, right? And we'll try to keep this session as interactive as possible, right? What I'll do is I'll ask some questions. Right now, I cannot even see anybody's faces. Guys, please switch on your cameras. There was one Gagandeep, who switched on. Maybe he's shy now because nobody else is switching on their cameras. Please go ahead and switch on your cameras. Hi, Gagandeep again. And uh, definitely. So let's have a quick question, right? How many of you have heard about the word blockchain before mining does in itself reached out to you guys? Can we have a quick yes and a no in the chat box, please? Okay, good. A lot of people. A lot of people. Okay. And how many of you have actually developed on it before? developed on any chain before, or have tried creating a smart contract, or maybe posted an NFT, maybe tried creating a dApp, something like that? Is there anybody? No. Guys, I'll really appreciate if everybody replied here, right? I'm seeing very few messages. This is because of, if we keep this interactive only, then I'll be able to impart something onto you, right? And right now, okay, nobody. Oh, I had created IT Roper token on Coven testnet. That is nice. Somebody, definitely somebody. That is nice. Appreciated. You know, and but I believe is your experiences would have been a bit better as well, right? So during this lecture, we'll share some of the things that you can relate to, or you can maybe know of, right? And any questions that you have are definitely welcome. We can go ahead and answer all those, right? And before we proceed ahead, I'd like to know this as well. If anybody has developed websites or web apps for their college, or maybe for themselves, or maybe have tried doing it, can we have a quick yes or no for that? Like, has anybody developed a web app, or maybe website, or something like that, mobile app, something like that? Okay, tried doing it. That is good. Okay. Yes, I like proudly, like right now, what I believe is, this is the question that has been asked of me. Okay. Yeah, that is fine. If it is on, okay, right, from myself, right. There are still very few replies. People there are sleeping right now. IIT Roped, I believe, right? And all right. Very few replies that I'm receiving. But it's all right. I won't judge you guys. So, and moving on. All right, moving on. Let me try and give you guys knowledge about blockchain itself, right? Let's try and see as to what we'll cover in this lecture, right? Some of the basic key points that we'll cover in this lecture are functioning of a blockchain, uses of a blockchain, and we'll try and focus a bit about smart contracts, right? And then how as a developer can you get started? These are, like, the last question is very important, like how as a developer, or for that matter, if you are interested in some of the things that there are in blockchain space, how you can actually get started. If you are even interested in trading, right? There must be a lot of people that are interested in trading. How as a trader even can you get started? All of those questions will be answered, right? During the session, if you guys have any question, just feel free to ask them in the chat box. As soon as I see the chat box, I'll try and get back to your questions. Okay, great. So let's try and understand what exactly is blockchain, what exactly is the buzz around blockchain, what exactly is the buzz around Bitcoin. Bitcoin being the one that gave light to this blockchain, right? For all those people who have done some development on websites and web apps, right? Just think of blockchain as nothing but a database. It's a way of storing information. That's it. This is one liner for a blockchain, right? So when I'll say blockchain, just think of a database, right? Now this database in itself has very unique usages, right? Now those usages are, one being security, that it is more secure, and the other one being decentralized. Decentralized meaning that it is being placed, it's not really in a central location, it's been spread out in different nodes, right? Where we have data available in different nodes. So any of those nodes can serve as a server of supplying information, right? Let's do this. From this image itself, what you can think of a blockchain is, a chain of blocks, where the first block is linked with the second block, and second is linked with the third block using hashes, right? I have a very simple demo here explaining all the basic components of a blockchain, right? All that you need to know to get started, right? So I'll move through each of these components, right, one by one, and try explaining it to you, right? And as to how how all those components actually fit into the blockchain space. And this is the basic information that you require to get started and start building your own dApps or decentralized applications. dApps is actually a short form for decentralized applications, right? We'll come to that on a later stage for sure. Now, what exactly is hash? Hash is what you can say is just it's a cryptographical function. It's a one-way function where you feed data to it and a hash is generated. A hash being a secure string, right? This is now SHA-256 hash. Now, when I say one-way function, it's just that if you feed a data here, right? This is this is something that I type every time. Hello world. Maybe in every tutorial you must have seen this, right? So this is a basic developer language. Hello world. So when I feed data to it, the hash that is generated is unique, right? If I change the data, right, the hash will be different. Then if I again make the data same, the hash you see is the same one as was generated before, right? So what I say is that hash is actually a one-way function. This means that this data can be converted to hash, but this hash cannot be converted to this data, right? And these are the usages of one-way functions. To get into detail, we need a lecture of cryptography. Just right now, take my word for it that it is irreversible, right? And it is reversible. Actually, you'll need a very high computing power to generate data out of this hash. So this hash concept is the basis that forms security in a blockchain, where all the data is encrypted, is stored in the form of these hashes, right? And whenever you are signing your transactions, or whenever you're doing transactions on Bitcoin, right, or for that matter any particular coin, right, all the data that you store is stored in the form of hashes. This is how identification, or this is how even proofing takes place in a blockchain, right? So then let's come on to what exactly is a block, right? In this you'll understand hashes more, like what exactly are the use of hashes in a block. So now right now consider this as being the first block of the chain, right? Right now what blockchain is multiple blocks, right? So this is how a block looks like in a blockchain. Now these are variables just to explain, right? There are a lot more variables when it comes to a block, right? These are just variables that are necessary for understanding a block and to make sure that you guys can get started onto blockchain, right? So this is block height, the number of the block. Like this is the first block, so this is 1 right now, right? You can change it for sure. Right now this is because for education purpose only. But when block height defines the number of blocks that are there behind that block, right? So this is the first block, so it will be 1. The second block will be second, right? And so on and so forth. This nonce, now again, this nonce is something that has to be guessed by miners, right? To validate this block and put it into a chain, right? Now how that is done is let me come back to that after I've explained you guys the data, right? So just imagine here a data again. I can only think of that. So just imagine a data here, and whenever we enter a data, you can notice that the hash is changing here, right? Even if I change block height, the hash will change, right? Even if I change the nonce, this block hash will change. This is known as block hash, right? The hash that is being generated. Even if I change the nonce, the block hash, it changes again, right? So if I change any data in this block, the block hash will change, right? So this is how the data inside a block is being secured using its hashes, right? If the data changes, the hash changes, which will then invalidate the block, as say, you can see it red here. So what I'll do is I'll mine this block. This is not the process of mining at all, but it is just for educational purposes as to this is what mining actually means. Right now what has happened is it has created a nonce, right? As well as you can see there are some zeros embedded in front of the hash. The number of zeros actually implies the difficulty of the block, like how much difficult was it to mine this particular block, right? So right now a nonce has been guessed and a hash has been created, right? So if you change this nonce, you'll see then hash again changes, right? So if it is the nonce, when it remains the same, the hash will remain the same. So the data is secured in this way. The whole data is being fed through a cryptographical function, and then a hash is generated out of it, right? So this is how security comes into play. And when we talk about a chain of blocks, so this is what a chain of blocks looks like. The hash of the previous block is fed in the data of the second block, right? So if hash of the first block changes, like the other blocks, they invalidate because their hashes won't match, right? So consider a situation of what I usually talk about here is about banks. Consider a situation about banks, right? If we have, like, you might have 10,000 rupees in your bank account, right? And that particular number is actually nothing but a number in the database, right? If I have access to that database, hypothetically, what I can do is I can go ahead and make that 10,000 rupees just 1,000 rupees, right? And you'll be seeing 1,000 rupees in your bank account. It's as simple as that, right? I do not really have to go ahead, change transactions, or any sort of that thing, right? I just have to go ahead and change a number. This is what a centralized server looks like, right? When the data is placed in a centralized server, just imagine a MySQL database. A data is placed there. You just have to go there and change it, right? How simple could that be, right? And when it comes to blockchain, when you go and change the previous block's data, the hash of the block changes, which then invalidates all the blocks that are there in ahead of it. So what needs to be done is we need to mine all those blocks again, so that this data is an acceptable data, right? And this is how blockchain formulates security, right? And when it comes to decentralization, this particular chain, the whole data, like all the blocks, are being stored at various nodes. So all of those nodes, they try and keep themselves in sync with each other. And whenever a block is to be formed, a block has to be sent into the in the chain and has to be linked, right? So what is being done is, then that particular block, all those nodes, they send, whenever they confirm a block, confirm a nonce, find a nonce, they send it to the network, and then that block is added and accepted by all the nodes, right? If it gains maturity. So what happens is that the data is not just on one singular node or one singular place, it's been spread throughout the nodes. So this is how decentralization is achieved when we talk about blockchain, right? Till here, do anybody has questions? Okay. Okay, so there are some questions on Polygon. And has everybody understood my points till this particular angle, like the whole blockchain? Can we have a quick yes or a no? Okay. Does this mean data is stored multiple times? Yes. It's actually stored in, there are ways to cut down the data. You don't have to store the whole data. There are ways to cut down the data. You can only store from such block to such block, or you can just store headers as well, which will again cut down the size of the data that you'll need, right? Currently, I believe it's actually quite a lot. The whole data might be more than 300 GB or something, right, of Bitcoin itself. So this is how the data storages take place. It actually stored in a lot of places. Yes. Okay, so most of the people, they understood. A lot less replies. Again, a lot of people sleeping right now. Okay, and all right. So regarding Polygon, Aman.
Yep.
Yeah, can you take some these questions, like why transaction fees on Polygon is less? There is one question now.
So I would like to explain it in a way like just now when I told you have to mine data, right, on blockchain. Mining is just like creating something new. Whether it could be creating a new data on blockchain, it could be creating a new token, like we talk about like the new coins and all. It could be creating a new NFT and other kinds of assets. So this word minting is like creating something new on blockchain. So whenever you make some change on blockchain, so there is a certain kind of gas fee charge, and for any kind of transaction on blockchain, gas fees are charged. For in the case of Ethereum, if I talk about Polygon is a kind of layer 2 and sidechain solution for Ethereum blockchain. And Ethereum works on, currently it works on proof of work consensus mechanism. There's a lot of things that you I think Vinayak will cover right now, because I'm not sure if everyone here knows about what consensus is, what transaction speed is. So there's a thing, but just let's consider it in a way, like to add some particular data on blockchain, you need certain amount of electricity or certain amount of gas it's as in terms of blockchain. So in case of Ethereum, that gas is large because that's just that uses some different kind of validation mechanism on blockchain. So what Polygon here does is, like, Polygon collects a lot of transactions, compiles it into one transaction, and then set it up on Ethereum. So that particular transaction fee gets divided into those little transactions. So this is one of the ways, like, how Polygon is so efficient when it comes to transaction cost. So I think that should answer, like, maybe.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, roll-ups. Yep. You can call it roll-ups. Yep.
Yeah, and there was one more question, like, but Polygon was used to design code forces problems, isn't it?
After getting that question, I just saw, like, what this guy was talking about. Apparently, there is something called Polygon.code forces on code forces, I think. So that is, I think, related to some problem. Like, it's not like Polygon was designed to solve code forces problem. Let me see it again. Yeah, I
Maybe,
just, yeah.
maybe we can, take it. Yeah, when we're talking about Polygon, that would be better as well, right?
Okay, so
Uh,
Polygon was basically started at in 2017. It was founded in 2017, and the main aim of Polygon was, is there any same term in Polygon? Which kind of term? Global hash rate in Bitcoin. Okay, so that's his. Of course, like in all kinds of blockchains, there exists this term because the blockchain is, like, in cases of public blockchains. Yeah. So yeah, about Polygon, talking about Polygon. So it was basically designed as a solution, like, as a sidechain solution for Ethereum. Like, as I talked about right now about Ethereum, like, I was talking about consensus, something called as consensus mechanism. So what currently Ethereum does is, Ethereum works on proof of work consensus mechanism. In proof of work, what happens, like, a certain types of certain nodes, like computer systems, participate in the network, and those computer systems get kind of give their opinion whether a transaction is true or not. Like, it is based on some solving some problem. So that is on the, or is on more deeper part, but for now, on the top layer, we can understand that those systems give their opinion, like, yeah, this transaction is correct. So in case of proof of work, so that basically happens, like, if out of 100 nodes, more than 50% nodes says that, yeah, this transaction is true, then the blockchain considers that transaction as true. So this was a, like, kind of this type of consensus mechanism was also used in Bitcoin. And now, like, Bitcoin has been there for like 12, 13 years, and now you can see where this particular thing is going, like, in terms of gas fee. Like, it's crazy. And something similar is happening with Ethereum as well. Like, for minting a simple NFT token, you will need to pay around $80-90. You don't know whether that token is going to sell for $80-90 even or not, but it will ask for it. So yeah, so Polygon in 2017 was designed as a layer 2 sidechain solution. Layer 2 and sidechain are different, but yeah, sidechain solution. And it's kind of like it started working as a working on a plasma contract mechanism. That plasma contract is dependent on another thing called tendermint process and all. So if someone is interested in research and all, so should probably dig up into this thing. But yeah, so they called out with this, there's technology like plasma. They use this plasma contract to create a sidechain, and started implementing their sidechain on the top of Ethereum. So what happens after this is, like, they literally found that there are other solutions as well. Like, currently we are working on 6 total solutions for layer 2 solutions and sidechains, and 3 of them are already out, and 3 are on the line. So other solutions are zero knowledge roll-up solution, ZK proof, and other one is POS chain solution. So So now, right now, what Polygon is doing, Polygon is trying to become a mainstream solution for anyone building on Ethereum. So here, Ethereum is considered as an ultimate truth. Like whatever is written on Ethereum, everyone has to follow that. And I have this better solution that makes it more compatible, more compatible for industry users, personal users, and in terms of gas fee and transaction rate, all of those things. So here, where Polygons actually comes in, and like it's booming, it's definitely booming in terms of integrations and all. Yeah. So I have a few more questions, I think.
Yeah, I believe. There is one about like how Polygon tries to avoid 51% attack.
Okay, so yeah, so that 50%. Okay, so Polygon is not based on is it's based on plasma contract, and another one for consensus mechanism it uses POS. It's not dependent upon proof of work. It's dependent upon proof of stake. There are another consensus mechanisms called as like a proof of delegated stake, a proof of authority. Like if you go to check, I guess in I guess in Rinkeby is I guess proof of authority, and Robston is I guess Robston is I guess proof of work, and there's another one is based on proof of stake. So Polygon consensus mechanism relies on proof of stake. Like all the validator nodes participating in the consensus stakes something from their side and participates in consensus. So this thing ensures that the transaction coming from their end is honest and it can be trusted. So yeah, there's nothing like 51% attack. It's mostly like dependent upon stake. So yeah. Okay.
Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
there are some more questions, I believe.
Optimistic.
There is one. Yeah, optimistic.
Okay.
But
So
I believe Aman, we can take it at a bit later stage. There was one suggestion by Srijan. I believe that could be because a lot of people might not be able to understand us right now,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
So let us stick to some of the basics and then we can maybe take it up, right? So
Sure.
yeah. Uh, so let's have the questions right now, at a later stage, and maybe we can. There was actually one question about uh, if the data is accessible to everybody, then making something like incognito mode is not possible in blockchain. As well as there was one about eliminating corruption. So let me come back to it, right? When we talk about security decentralization, when we talk about Bitcoin, or when we talk about chains, right? So there are some public, there are some private chains as well available. Even when the data is public, but both the answers are linked right now. So even if the data is public, right, you cannot actually link a person with that particular data, because the addresses are if you have seen a Bitcoin wallet address, it's actually something like that hash was looking like, right? So you won't be able to link a person with that particular transaction. So the data of the transactions is public, but unless and until your somebody knows that this particular public address is linked to this particular person, right? Until then your identity is not actually revealed. So you're basically anonymous, right? So it actually depends on you how you transact on Bitcoin or how you transact on different chains. So if you are linking your public address with that particular transaction, then yes, your security and your privacy is not there. Because but at the same time, if you are not linking your transaction, you are actually generating new public addresses every time. So something like that won't happen. So what you can do is, there are this is actually mentioned in Bitcoin white paper by Satoshi as well. Do visit Mining Desk channel and see that white paper series as well. Very basic and really beautifully written article, right? Everybody should know about what exactly Satoshi Nakamoto has said, right? A person that is not actually visible right now, and a person that has created something like that in 2008, right? And where the things were like that, right? Coming back to Srijan's query as well, let's focus a bit more about A bit more about technicals, right? Where we can clear it, then I believe that all the discussions about Polygon will make a lot of sense to a lot of people right now, right? So picking back from where we left, right? Uh, why Ethereum or why Polygon, right? They are important, right? And how do we differentiate them from Bitcoin in itself? There is only there is actually one answer for that, right? One very big reason for it. In Bitcoin, in this data, what we do is we store transactions and only transactions, right? But what Ethereum has done is Ethereum has EVM, Ethereum virtual machine, which actually which has what is the feature of that? You can actually deploy code in here, right? In this data, what you can do is you can build smart contracts and maybe write code in this particular data. But EVM does is EVM compiles that code for you, and what it does is it compiles that code and sends you the output. This is the future where it comes to programmable blockchain, right? Programmable data on the blockchain itself. So this is why Ethereum is so important. You as a developer won't really go ahead and create a blockchain in itself. What you'll do is you'll create dApps on chains, decentralized applications on chains. You'll create smart contracts that can entertain with that particular chain. You can store your data in the chain and then get that data using that smart contract. Now, let's have a look at what exactly is a smart contract, right? So what I believe is everybody here is a developer, right? So a lot of you might be aware about Java. A lot of you might be aware about, yes, using Solidity. Definitely, I really love such answers. When people know what they're talking about. So what we yes, using Solidity, and for all of those people who does not really know Solidity, have a look at this, right? This is how a smart contract looks like, right? So this smart contract, if people know Java, they might relate to it. Like these are nothing but you can you can just relate it to classes, right? Relate it to classes. My word is relate here, right? There is a very different thing when it comes to coding in Solidity. There are some basic informations that you need, right? You and what exactly it is, right? Right now you can say that yeah, this is something like an integer variable, but definitely it's an unsigned integer again. There are very very small minute changes to Solidity that makes it more smarter than any other language, because whenever we compile, nothing comes for free, right? Everybody understands that. So when EVM is using its virtual machine, right? Ethereum is using its virtual machine to compile your contract for you. There is some gas, there is some fees. Now, what exactly is that gas? Gas is whenever you deploy a contract on the chain, right? Whenever you call this contract, like I want output of this particular input, right? And what will happen is that this particular code, it will compile itself, right? And the time of compilation is gas computational power, that is gas. So Solidity, what they have done is they have tried to decrease that in their language only, tried to decrease the computational time, so that computation should only be that much that is required, not more than that, so that the prices of the smart contract executions could be brought down. Depends on developer as to how they are building a smart contract. So this is the need of a developer when it comes to smart contracts, right? So right now you can think of this as a class, and this is a variable, right? And what we are doing here is this set function is what this set function is doing is setting this variable, and get is getting this variable. Very simple, right? Very simple. A lot of you must know what a class is. So this is how we store data and get that data from a smart contract that is deployed on Ethereum or Polygon or a lot of chains for that matter, right? So these are the basics that you need to understand, and before we move ahead. So till here, anybody has a question? Think of it to be true. True, Aman. Right. How is it different from Git version control? Mm, right. So what you can think of it is something like that, yeah. like storing. Okay, so yeah, you can think of it as something like that. It's even Git uses Merkle tree. The similar thing is used in Bitcoin as well, right? Merkle tree for data, for the chains, all of those things. And definitely you can think of it as that. But the technologies that are behind it, like Git, the the way it is storing data, Git is still using something that is centralized, right? And blockchain in itself is decentralized. So this is what you can say is the difference behind it. But when you compare technologies of Git, as well as when you compare Git has Merkle. I don't really know if you know about it, right? And we might not go into the deep of Merkle tree here, Merkle root, on all those things here. Again, it will be messy for all the new guys that are here, right? What I'll suggest is, in that Bitcoin white paper as well, you'll find Merkle tree, right? And written beautifully as to what exactly it is, what are headers, and all those things, right? All right. So here what Polygon actually is doing is they are smartly reducing the fees that is there, that is being used on Ethereum, right? So this gas fee, when you say that on contracts, this gas fee is actually a lot when it comes to Ethereum, because when a lot of transactions are happening, when a lot of contracts are being called, this gas fee then increases exponentially. So Polygon, what they have done is they have implemented systems to make sure that the gas fee is low for users that want to transact on Ethereum chain, or multi-chain as well. Polygon being known as Ethereum's Internet of Blockchain, right? And this is the work that Polygon is doing. Everybody should be pleased to know that Polygon is a project that has been headed by Indians only, and is famous worldwide, right? And a lot of good things has been done by Polygon, and even will know about a lot of things. You as a developer, how you guys can get started, right? Everything is there. So Aman, moving on to you, right? And maybe we
Yeah.
can talk about Polygon now.
Okay. So yeah. Uh, okay. So I would like to start like definitely about Polygon. Like Polygon is is a scaling solution. Like I saw someone asking that what will happen to Polygon after Ethereum 2.0 comes, right? So number one, the transition is very difficult. Okay, it will take a lot of time. Like maybe like they have already started, but they are still expecting it to be completed by the end of 2021, or after 3-4 months after that only in 2022 itself. But like let's assume like if it may we can say that if it hypes the transaction from 13 transactions per second to, say, let's say 50, 40 or 60 transactions per second, or maybe 1,000 transactions per second. And here we are not talking about only the simple applications we are making. We are talking about the global system which is running the whole financial market, which is running NFT games, which is running NFT marketplaces and all, which is running like different DAOs like decentralized autonomous organizations. We are talking about all those things. And for that to achieve, you still need one layer 2 solution. You cannot complete it with that thing itself. Other than this, Ethereum is a public blockchain. And like someone was asking, like if someone can literally see everyone's data and all those things, so it happens with the public blockchain. And currently, Polygon is also working on something called enterprise blockchain. Enterprise blockchain will be another solution for scaling Ethereum. It will be like using a separate blockchain for enterprise and then storing their data, their like combined up data on Ethereum blockchain. Okay, so right now, Ethereum, like in the last 3-4 months, Polygon has been booming. Like its total transaction is even more than Ethereum. So you can understand, and it's still not broken as Ethereum. Like Ethereum had so huge gas wars and all going on. Recently, the Ethereum gas price reached around $1,100 for minting an NFT. So it was that crazy. But Polygon didn't go that way. Okay, so this is the power of layer 2. This is the power of scaling system that Polygon is providing. And in last 3-4 months, we have, like, currently Polygon has like more than 600 plus registered apps which are actually functioning full-fledged as a company. Okay, and we are still increasing. Like, as I've told, we are still making 3, 4, 5 integration announcements per day. So it's going crazy. Yeah, it's definitely going crazy. And like, out of those 600 dApps, about 70-80% were in last 3-4 months itself. So this is something very good to hear about. Like, we Indians are making something very huge, very global at a scale. And another thing is very good about Polygon is, like, you use Solidity to code your own decentralized application on Ethereum. You can use all those same technologies on Polygon itself. So it's that compatible also. And we have obviously, we have to become a complete like solution, like layer 2 solution and scaling solution. We are trying to work with different types of solutions and trying to adopt every kind of layer 2 solutions, and that is adding to our benefits. Also, we have a huge developer community. We are like working a lot, like globally and all. So this is another thing. And like, I just want to give you an idea, like, about like OpenC. Like, if you talk about OpenC, it is the largest NFT marketplace across the world. OpenC Foundation, Rarible, this maybe, yeah. When I can open it. So OpenC has, in the last week itself, I'm talking about 7 days, OpenC have made $3 billion sales. They have touched that amount. Like NFT market is going crazy. Like, they touched $3 billion in just 1 week. Okay, so this, and they have recently started minting on Polygon also, because initially they were using Ethereum, and the NFT minting prices were going crazy at 70-80 dollars. So this is the thing. This is the, like, power of Polygon I'm talking about, right? So this is the NFT marketplace. You can talk about foundation, you can talk about variable, and different solutions as well. So yep. And talking about DeFi also, we have about more than like 100 and 150 DeFi applications also. Like, I will be talking about a little about one DeFi application. Like, I had one AMA session on our Polygon Discord server with those guys, and that is pretty crazy. Can you open this Vinayak Capital? Like, if someone is interested in finance and economics, like, you college students, like being engineers, you must be interested in doing everything, right? So yeah, I can guess. Being pass out myself, like, I've just passed out, so yeah, I can relate closely with you. So Capital, is it open? Okay, okay, there it is. लेकिन बहुत गंदा आ रहा है. Okay, so what these guys are doing, like, I'm just telling you a solution. Like, they coded a smart contract, and that smart contract is completely decentralized and working on Polygon. And and that smart contract, what it does is, it maintains the selling and buying pressure in the market. Like, what they are doing is, they are maintaining this long and short position. If you know about those things, they are maintaining those things. Like, if you're talking about synthetic assets and all those things. So what synthetic assets means, they are practically keeping these synthetic assets, like, on their end, and people can swap between the assets. Like, in somewhere else, there is someone who wants to sell Matic, and here I am, I want to gain Matic. Like, I want to buy Matic, some Matic, and there are multiple people like me. So what it does is, with the help of one smart contract, it balances that supply demand thing. Okay, is the project listed? Yes, it is listed. They have also received $1 million funding in seed funding. So they have it this in timeline. So one beautiful thing about blockchain, using blockchain, is that their work, their smart contract, the code on which their whole operation works, that is public. Okay, You can have a look, always have a look, always have a look how they are functioning, what rules are they applying, and how the funds are moving and all those things. If you make a transaction on blockchain, it is public. Okay, definitely anonymous because it uses an address, a random string for to identify one particular user. So this is another thing what they do, and they have also published their audit report. So what happens when you when you deploy your own application, like if it is related to some crucial application like finance, like decentralized finance or NFT marketplace or something, what you do is you let your smart contract go through an audit. And audit, what happens, they check for security measures and all those things. If someone is in fourth year or final year or in third year and they want to start their own startup or something, another best thing about blockchain is that it is open to use. You have tokens, you can openly use. And for tokens you have testnet, like to test your users you have testnet. We have Mumbai Polygon testnet, and you can take fake tokens for that thing, and you can test your application in the real network. So this complete development thing is open. You are not bounded by anything, you are only bounded by the knowledge. If you have knowledge how to contract on a solidity contract, you can create your own application and deploy. And literally I'm telling you, like Polygon is currently touching, like it has crossed before, but now it is touching like $10 billion valuation, $10 billion valuation. So it is that big. Okay, so this is the thing, like you can code your own things. You can code your own things, and you can run your own application, you can run your own idea on blockchain just with a simple set of rules. And complete logic it comes within, I'm telling you, it comes within 200 lines of code. You don't have to do a lot. It's very simple. So it's just like you have used JavaScript or something. It's similar to that. Like you can easily learn this language. Very simple thing. You can learn it in a day if you have programming experience before and you know a little about blockchain. And so that's it.
Maybe we can tell them about the hackathon as well.
Yeah.
When we are at it, definitely, we could do it.
Yeah, I was
About
just
that.
going to tell about this thing. No, so Polygon right now we have launched on August 30. You can open that. Yeah, there's the slide. So here's the website, Polygon Grants Hackathon. It's a global hackathon, and it is based on something very unique thing. Like since we are working on Web 3.0, like I think we haven't talked about Web 3.0 and 2.0 till now, right?
No, we have not.
Okay, so Web 3.0 is more decentralized. Okay, so Web 3.0, like this hackathon is based on Web 3.0. We are doing something called quadratic funding. You can search it in Google. It is like crowdfunding and distributing the prizes. So it's just like that in simple language, very simple language. So we are doing something in that sense, and it has a prize pool of $100,000. Like it's pretty big, and we have a lot of sponsors. Like we have been working to fetch a lot of sponsors, and we have VCs as well. So it's a 2-month long hackathon. If you participate in this hackathon, and like you have some good idea, crazy idea, and let me tell you guys, like whenever I look into the hackathons, and even if those hackathons are international hackathons, Indian projects are so good. Like I don't like to actually say anything, but I don't like to there are a lot of projects on Polygon, so it's very hard for me to choose like which Indian projects should I actually go with as a winner. But yeah, I've like Indian projects are so good. Like definitely, like they have that potential to change the things. And like of course, we Indians are quite a bit of hustlers, so that is also a thing. So we have VC partners as well. So they'll be looking into the projects built on Polygon, and if they find your project very good and like path breaking or something, they might fund you. They might fund your project as well. And these guys are so big, like VC partners. They even like give a funding till 1 million and 2 million more dollars also. Like that totally depends upon your idea. That's impact. That's it. And many projects come out of hackathon only. So there are a lot of projects which came out of hackathon and working full fledged. Like if you search like 1 inch and I guess Awe also, those guys made those things in hackathons only, and see where they are. Just see, like, just Google them. Okay. Uh, so I think I should talk a little about. Are you saying something, Vinayak?
No, no, no. Go ahead, please go
Okay.
ahead.
So I think I should, if we talk a little about Web 3 and Web 2.0, it's more like our internet is shifting from Web 2 to Web 3.0. So in Web 2, what it was like, everything was more centralized. We have Google server, we have Amazon server, we have Microsoft Azure and all those things. We use them to store data as well. Okay, but with Web 3.0, what is happening? We are using Azure and all, but we are using it to as a node in blockchain, like you as a point of contact to the blockchain and all. You send requests to blockchain, store data there, take data from there. That's it, as simple as that. You can use a browser directly to fetch data from a blockchain only. Okay, so it's like that. So what is happening in 3.0, like we have in 3.0 itself, we have three levels of blockchain also: blockchain 1.0, blockchain 2.0, blockchain 3.0. Blockchain 1.0 was completely cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, another like Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash, and a lot of cryptocurrencies came around 2010, 11, 12, 13. So after that, when Ethereum came, it became like blockchain 2.0, because now you can also code your own applications on blockchain. You can also create your own, like own like code. You can create your own tokens and work it, like write logics according to your own use. And now it's going towards blockchain 3.0, which is more inclined towards assets like NFTs and all. So like if you look into Avalanche, so those guys are working on like a asset based approach. So you can also look into that. Those projects are, it's completely fine to look in all of the projects in blockchain, because you have to learn, you should be learning. So what is happening in Web 3.0? We have cryptocurrencies, we know about them. We have Ethereum, you can launch your own applications to that. Now what we have, like there's inside, there's Maker. Maker is kind of a DAO. DAO is decentralized autonomous organization. So these DAOs run on automated rules. Like these are not controlled by anyone, and these are open. These are community operated organizations written on blockchain. So this is another thing that is taking its place. And we have Ocean. Like Ocean is, I guess, just a second, I'm forgetting about Ocean. Um, Ocean was I just came across Ocean. Can you give up, like, tell me a little about Ocean, like, man. Okay, yeah, data economy platform. Okay, so Ocean is literally, I just literally forgot. Like there are, I guess, two or three oceans. Ocean, like, so we have this.
Sometimes names are also copied.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
are very unique, not really
yeah.
unique.
Like in Polygon also, like we have to deal with a lot of projects, and I actually forgot like which project does what. So
Yeah,
it happens to me. Like I used to write in different projects for different things. So people used to be furious on me
definitely,
about
definitely.
that thing. So yeah, it's completely based on data economy. So they will charge. They like if you sell your data to them, like it's totally up to you. Like they will charge. You can create a whole regime for those things like data economy. So there's that also. And if you move further, do we have anything further? I mean,
Yeah,
um,
just I believe.
that's it
Yeah,
maybe. Yep.
mostly we've
So
covered everything. Yeah,
yeah, most of the things are covered.
yeah.
So I would like to tell a little about like how can you start with, like, if you have any questions, let me see it quickly if you have any questions there.
Guys,
Um,
yeah, if you guys have questions, definitely we'll like to answer it. But one major point, that I like to add on to things. Definitely go ahead and check out the groups that we have. Right now, if you guys might have some questions, you might feel things a bit complicated, right? You guys won't really get the answer to those questions unless and until you ask for it. So
hmm,
go ahead, join the groups, right? And we'll share the links with you. I believe some links are already in the chat. Join this Discord group, right? So that you guys can actually ask your queries there. What's most essential is that you should be able to ask questions. So right now I believe most of the questions that were there are already taken up, right? uh, Even I like to share one thing about hackathons. I was the one, like, I started with hackathons. I'm not really hackathons, I started with competitions. So this was my start of the journey, but I believe as a developer in itself, right? So I there was one ICICI Trinity that used to happen, right? There were a few, like there was one for S3 as well that I was participated and won. Like, I'm not really saying those competitions that I have not won. Those competitions that I've won. So my journey actually started from there. So definitely,
Yeah.
guys, a hackathon, and that I never actually got this much cash prize. So definitely go ahead, check it out, right?
Even I started with blockchain with the hackathons. Like
Mm,
I participated initially in Rajasthan government hackathon. Now it happens no more because the government changed.
right.
So government changed and this hackathon is not happening anymore. So that's cool. So I also participated one hackathon organized by World Bank,
Right.
and like, we actually won that hackathon, so that was pretty good. So it was organized by World Bank and it was global hackathon, and we were trying
Right.
to solve the problem of industries, like industry
Right.
wastewater using blockchain. So this can also be done, right? So like
True.
it's pretty good. Like, so I
True.
started with hackathon myself in my second year, and
Yes.
trust me, guys, it took me a lot of time to wrap my head around what blockchain exactly is. Like, but once there's one moment when it's clear, then everything gets cleared. So yeah.
True. True.
And I
So
really like that definition that Vinayak told very first in the very first sentence, that consider blockchain as a database.
mm,
That's it. That's very cool definition. Consider it as a database, and an immutable database
immutable.
that cannot be changed.
Yes.
So once there is something, you can change the values, but the record of changing that values always stays there.
Mm,
So this is kind of a kind of a Git plus database kind of thing. You can understand it in that way maybe. So it strikes you well. And also, okay. So start with, I have a few sources that you can follow. Just a second. Let me drop them in the chat. Maybe I sent it to Nishant.
yes.
Yep.
This one.
Which
Maybe you
one?
can. Maybe you can share. If you have some, that would be really nice as well. So that everybody can know where to get started from.
Yep. I can. Okay. Let me share it.
Great. 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 It's there. Yes. So definitely, everybody can go ahead, check out the resources that there are, right? And please stay connected. That is of utmost important, right? Just a sec.
Okay, so we have this Notion page for the developer library, and you can go check it out. Maybe if there is some group or something, like maybe Vinayak, you can share it to them later.
Yeah, definitely.
Uh,
We'll share
so
with the whole.
you can find everything, pretty much everything here, like starting with Polygon and all. To start with Polygon, you can choose with this resource, like application development on Matic, and the documentation is very simple, very short, so you can easily wrap your head around this thing. And all different things like RCP endpoints that you need to use and all. You will learn that about those things here itself. Okay, and my go-to choice will be like first to start with Solidity, learn how it works, and no, definitely first to start with how blockchain works. Okay, what blockchain is exactly. Then go with, if you want to go into development, then you can start with Solidity, and then you can start with there's one YouTube video I've shared with Polygon, this one Polygon beginner workshop by Yuling integration. She's a integration lead for Polygon, and she did this workshop in the Polygon grants hackathon itself. So it is a very basic. You can use it. You can start use it to start with the development. So she has explained the stuff very clearly, and we have this application developer documentation that I was talking about. So it's right up here. You have everything here. You can use these three tools to deploy your applications and all. And of course, you have Discord server. You have Twitter. Like I have also shared my Twitter ID in the last slide maybe. So you can just check it out. Like if you can want to hit me up for some questions, you can just hit me there. And yep, we are always open to good new stuff. Like we are trying to onboard a lot of developers as well. Also, one more thing. Yeah, can you present the slide once again, Vinayak? Uh,
Sorry, which one?
Slide last one. Developer student ambassador program.
This one, right? Oh, just a sec, just a sec. Let me present it. I
It
forgot.
must be in the last slide maybe.
Yeah. Just a sec.
Yeah.
Visible now?
Yeah. So guys, this is something which is our new initiative. We are trying to launch this global student ambassador program, and maybe we can say take up some few people from different colleges like your college itself, and we can start with the benefit of this program is definitely like someone know if someone here knows about GitHub Campus Expert and all those things. It's quite similar, but what we're trying to do is we are trying to create a global community of leaders kind of thing who actually who wants to promote this complete blockchain ecosystem and Polygon ecosystem, and we'll provide them with grants for events, we'll provide them with technical support, direct access to team, Polygon team. Also we will have global meetups and all those things, so that is a big exposure. If you push on to that and you get to create a lot of connections maybe in the global level, so that's pretty good. We have we will be launching this very soon in a week or so, and we'll be having community around in India, in China side, China, Japan, Korea, Europe, USA. So we'll be picking a few colleges from each end, and we'll be connecting everyone. So this is a pretty big opportunity that I don't think you should miss out. So just like if the form comes across, just go through it, and definitely Polygon, follow Polygon, and like if you want to hit me up with some questions or memes on Twitter, maybe like just do that. Cool. So that's it for my. Yeah.
Definitely. Reach out to us as much as possible. We'll be there to support each and everyone that there is, right? And Aman specifically, he's already given you guys his Twitter ID. So what we can do is we can only open channels, we can only open communications. That's it, right? Rest all lies in the hands of you guys. Like how that you should be the one to take initiative if you are inclined towards this technology, or if you're inclined towards a technology that can bring future in itself, right? So yeah, that's it. If you guys have any question, definitely reach out to us. Aman?
Yep, sure.
Yeah,
And you can join Discord server of
hmm,
Polygon as well. Like you can find a lot of things there. You can, if you need some developmental support or something, you can reach out to us on there as well.
great,
So yep, that's it from my. Yeah.
great audience, I believe. Great audience. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for having us here. Right. Maybe we can end the conversation, Aman?
Yep,
Yeah,
sure.
great. Thank you
Sure.
for having us here.
Okay. Thanks a lot, guys. Wonderful audience, like truly. Like
Truly.
I love to interact with people out there. Like college students are definitely, and engineering students at another level. So yeah, I myself being an engineer. Uh, things are like okay. So I should like maybe
Hey, Aman,
end up. Yep.
can you take one last question, please?
Yep. That's it. Which one?
So,
Uh-huh.
no, I just want to ask, like, i- if I want to create some like generative NFT, then how can I create
Generative NFT in the sense like or like based on some
like board,
AI model or something.
like the board ape club, like something like that?
Like I'm not getting you.
Like there are some algorithms that create random 10,000 NFTs.
Okay, I got it. Like a kind of an AI
Uh,
model or something, right? So for NFTs, like
yeah,
basically, NFTs are basically kind of a JPEG stored in IPFS or some distributed storage. So you can definitely create JPEGs or something like on your end, and you can like mint it on any of the platforms, right? So and also a few platforms like OpenC and all, they provide you an option to deploy your own contract and stuff. So you can use that as well. So yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
Yep. You can go and have a look at like OpenC documentation as well there.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. And maybe if you have another question, we can discuss it some other time as well. Like just hit me up with any question, right? Okay.
Great. I believe.
Okay.
Great. So yeah, that's it from our end. Stay connected, guys. Have a nice day. Bye bye.